This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. We're going to start by touching on some news again that spans the market here. And I feel like we're going to, well, I certainly hope anyway, it's my hope that we can, talk about what we're seeing here and really start to reveal what I believe is the plan rolling out right in front of us. And, when something is as big as this crypto space or XRP or the whole digital asset class being introduced to the world, I think the best place to hide something that big is right in front of you. All right, so we're going to start off right here. Let's look at it. So Ox and Kraken have and Stellar awarded board seats at top crypto lobbying associates. Now, we know that XRP is no stranger to lobbying as well, so this just gets bigger and better. Well, why are they doing that? You know why they're doing that, because they're on their way to a new financial system and they need a voice in Congress, and that it comes from lobbying. It's the most crooked system I could think of. Well, I think the Banana Republic's more crooked, but it's not far off, right? But I digress. Anyway, looking here at the news, is just a sign of how bad things are and have gotten, and how bad I believe it's going to have to get in order to get out of this situation. It will require moving to a new financial system and really introducing crypto assets, digital assets, and stablecoins, central bank digital currencies, and we're going to talk about that next. Brilliantly pointed out by Greg Krenin, the Fed is now the world's biggest investor and owns a total of 22,913 different securities. I'm no economist, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it's supposed to work. Okay, so let's talk about the developments we see that are happening within the space. Just to remind us, because I want to drive home a narrative here today where we talk about the expansion of this new financial system and payments network that everyone is planning on using. It's why we're looking at the news that shows us that everyone is still moving towards a place of connecting and participating in this new network. Looking here, you see MasterCard launches FinTech Express, has launched FinTech Express in the Middle East and Africa, a program designed to facilitate emerging fintechs, launch and expansion, as well as to support digital payments innovators, leveraging the power of partnerships and MasterCard's expertise, technology, and global network. Startups will now be able to focus on innovation that drives digital economy. This is where we're going here. There's no question this is where we're going. Okay, let's keep it moving here. This is compliments of Michael Val, 5 links right here. Compliments of Cryptic Poet from him. He says, CurrencyCloud, the leader in providing B2B embedded cross-border solutions, and Tribe Payments, a tech company dedicated to deliver the future of payments technology across the ecosystem, have partnered. I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone that CurrencyCloud announced partnership with Ripple to process cross-border payments on RippleNet. And that was back in July. So it's all connected. The knee bone's connected to the leg bone. And again, we go here with another reminder. Ripple partner Valente allies with Goldman Sachs to launch cloud-based digital transaction banking platform. Now, I think it was, here's one from Roses to the Moon that really breaks it down. It says, let me break it down for you. Ripple is now indirectly working with Goldman Sachs through Valente. And I say, don't believe it. It's still true. And really great way of laying that down there. What I want to highlight about this is that in lieu of the letter that has just come out, and the last two things that have come out from the OCC allowing federally chartered banks to custody digital assets and now custody reserves for stablecoins. Knowing Ripple through Valente is really indirectly connected now to Goldman Sachs, do you think the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachses, the Bank of Americas, how long do you think that they're going to sit around and watch the Krakens of the world get banking licensure without participating in this network? in this new financial world, in this new asset class. How long do you think that that's actually going to go on? Yeah, because I got news for you. Those entities are not going to be outdone. What I would suggest is that you start looking and preparing yourself to see what I would expect to see is another round and wave of acquisitions, partnerships, and mergers. Because you're going to see, I believe, these larger entities from the traditional legacy market and legacy firms move into this space, and they're going to say, you know what? I'll just go ahead and buy this company, or I'll buy that company. I didn't need to innovate the tech. I let them do it. And now that it looks like it's going to be here for a while, I'll just buy the best one out there on the market and make it mine. That's what I would be looking for. And let's keep moving because it just keeps getting better here. Michael Val 5 Links reminds us PayPal, MasterCard add 5 EU countries to the debit card offering. Reminder here on top of this information that PayPal is getting ready to integrate cryptocurrency into their platform. Well, I just thought it'd be good to go back and highlight this moment right here where the congressional hearing, I think it was back in 2019, where we heard Mr. Ahmed from PayPal talk about how they could specifically be using XRP right now for PayPal when it comes to low-value payments. Listen.
Comment on that?
I would just note that, for the kind of core banking architecture, I think there would probably be some changes needed in terms of the Federal Reserve System. But
he talks about there in the core banking system and infrastructure, there might be some changes that need to be made there in the Federal Reserve's infrastructure. What's he talking about? He's talking about FedNow and the RTGS, right? Let's keep listening.
For, smaller valuation or smaller amount payments, I think you already are seeing some blockchain-based systems being created that enable the movement of money. So I think there are examples out there. We talk about XRP or others that kind of
there it is, XRP or others that could be used.
Offer this.
That could offer this. And that right there is a nice reminder about exactly how a company like PayPal sees what XRP, not just Ripple, he said XRP, could do for their business model. Now, that is a payments company right there. All right, so here we go. Compliments of Mike Mansfield from Michael Val 5 Links. Temenos, the banking software company, today announced that Temenos Infinity now offers a real-time end-to-end account opening and onboarding, which I covered this morning. And I just want to show everybody to highlight because this goes hand in hand with what we're talking about today. This is a Temenos payment line right here from back in 2016 where they show you the path of payment here and Ripple smack dab in the middle of it. Let's keep moving. So federal banks and savings associations with the approval from some crypto activities. This is where they talked about the issue of stablecoins and holding reserves on behalf of those issuers of the stable coins for federally chartered banks, the recent letter from the OCC. Now, again, what's interesting about this and what I see here, most of what I've shown you here has been about payments companies, expanding the ability for payments companies to settle, making these partnerships between, Valente and Goldman Sachs and Ripple, making these connections between CurrencyCloud and Ripple, Temenos and Ripple, so on and so on. You get it, right? Well, with this recent issuance of the OCC talking about federally chartered banks being able to hold reserves for these issuers of stable coins, think about what you're seeing. I just showed you countless payment companies that are upgrading to a new system. They're all partnered with Ripple. What are those payment companies going to use on there? They're not going to use paper dollars on this new system. They're going to use stable coins. And what's going to settle all these stable coins globally around the world in CBDCs? Well, I believe it's XRP. And why do I believe that? Because I don't believe that they're all partnered with Ripple so they could do it with Bitcoin or something else. And in fact, I think with the interoperability that's coming from Ripple, they certainly have the design for it to be anything necessary, but the one that's most efficient, the one that's been built within the system, with the approval within the system of regulatory agencies and governments alike around the world, is XRP. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. One more reminder, in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of coming out of a pandemic, I should say at this point, a deliberate global economic shutdown, Ripple continues to expand its financial network because they're being well received, to the tune that not long ago Brad Garlinghouse even said that the demand for cross-border payments of ODL cannot be facilitated at this time because the demand is so great. We don't have the liquidity to service the larger end of what people are looking to do. That can change in the blink of an eye. And we'll do a video on that as well. For now, that's going to do it for me. I just want everybody to know that, stablecoins are a huge part of where we're going here, because all of these payment infrastructure companies that are going to process all of these enormous amounts of payments across the world, they're going to do it with a stablecoin. They're not going to do it with paper money. And then something is going to have to settle that back end. And I believe greatly that that will be XRP. All right, now with that being said, I also want to leave you with this thought. BTC and the Ethereum both got clearance a while ago. They've gotten their clarification. With the recent letter from the OCC, I have to ask the question, because XRP and XLM could be treated as stablecoin status, really, if you back them with reserves and collateralize them, or back the asset and issue a stablecoin off of them. There's a couple ways it could go, and you could back them with many different things of collateral, not just currency over time. But you could, let's just say, if you wanted to do $1 trillion worth of payments every day, you could just have a certain amount of entities kick in a certain percentage of their dormant Nostro Vostro money, and instead of them having to use 100% of their Nostro Vostro money that they currently keep locked up right now for daily balances and payment flows, they could dedicate a small percentage or portion to a large reserve collateral pool that could provide a floor price for things like XLM and XRP. That's just my thought. And that, by definition, could be treating the token like a stablecoin if you wanted to. But it's not clear. I'm just proposing it. And if that be the case, did XLM and XRP have a non-podium moment with the definition of being able to hold reserves? Not a definition of stable. Well, they did provide a definition of stable coins within there in that issuance, but they also allow federally chartered banks to hold the reserves, so making it very protected and very insured. So the question is really interesting to me, that will we ever get a clear podium moment for XRP the way we did with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Or will it just be a definition of what the rules are, and then it just goes at some point from there without any real clear defining moment? All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and share with somebody you know. I'll catch all of you on the next one.